Hey, happy Sunday to everybody. Hey, I just wanted to talk about digital versus physical. So there's no verse in anything. I'm giving you the pros and cons of a digital versus physical. And physical's cool because physical I prefer. Now I got the uh, Tom Holland uh, Spider-Man sitting on my shelf, and I was Bible studying this morning, and I was saying to myself, "Why do you own those, Vic? Why'd you buy those in the first place?" Because I never really cared for the Tom Holland Spider-Mans. I like them; they're okay, but they're just not one of my favorite trilogies. He's just not my favorite Spider-Man, and neither is the Amazing Spider-Man guy. But do I have anything against him? No. It's really debatable. But this is my favorite Spider-Man, which is the Tobey Maguire ones, and that last one. I love the last one too. I'm in the minority. I remember when I first started following people on YouTube, I could tell you over 90% of them don't like that third one. And I enjoyed that third one. It's when I started following YouTubers. YouTubers do have a knack of showing you the flaws in movies and all that kind of stuff. And then I was like, you know what, Vic, just stay in your lane, man. You know, I like the last one. I think the last one's not as bad as they say. Take, you know, Tom Holland Spider Man. I don't care for his particular character, but a lot of people like him, and I think, Tom Holland's a good actor and stuff. So where I'm going with this is I was saying to myself, I don't know why you just didn't buy that digital. Because I don't care if it would go somewhere if they went out of business. Now, do I want that to happen? No. But that's the biggest fear about buying digital versus physical. It's because, it's because you technically really don't own anything digital. You bought it off their site. So you're using their site to own something digital, but technically you don't own it. If that site goes out of business, they'll probably will email you, let you know that you could transfer that to something else or something like that. But if they actually went out of business and that was it, you'd be hurt. My air conditioner just came on. It's real quiet in here until that air conditioner pops on. I can't stand when that air conditioner pops on. But anyway, it's on, so that's the noise in the background. But I was thinking about, you know, how, 8 years ago I was in this real bad car accident. I mean, it was real bad. And thank God I survived. And the person that was involved, she survived too. She ended up having a broken neck, but she survived though. But I was off work for 5 days, and I had to take all these meds. And I was thinking about, physicals versus digital. And I remember when I was off work for 5 days for that car accident, because when I got out of that emergency room, because they had to load me up in the emergency squad, they were still trying to get her out of her van. She was in an SUV, and she was pinned, and they had to move her out dedically because her neck was broke. I'm in the emergency room, and after they got me, out together, thank God nothing broke. They told me, it says, you got to go get all these, you got to go get these pills. They put me on 3 different pills, and they told me when to take them and go and take it at, they said, follow the rules. And they said, you're going to be extremely sore tomorrow. And they was not kidding. So that whole time I was off, this and my TV, Amazon Prime and Netflix, Vadu at that time, and Shudder, they were my bestest friends. Now, did I have physicals to pop in? Yes, I did. But thing is, I had all that digital download stuff, and I had all my streaming services. So, I got up, I was stiff, I was sore, I was in a lot of pain. And I kept praying to God. By the time I had 5 days to get myself back to where I'd go to work, so I didn't want to be in that type of pain going to work. So my job is physical, right? So I'm saying to myself, oh God, I hope I'm not feeling like this when I go back to work. So then when I was off, I got up, and I was able to move around. I had to take these meds. I was sore and stiff. I did not work out. I didn't do anything for 2 weeks. And I remember, man, just sitting down, taking those meds, and had this remote. I had Netflix, Amazon Prime, Shudder, and I have Vadu. And, I had all those movies that I bought, digital. So, to sum this up, I just think that, there are pros and cons to having a digital library of movies versus physical copies of movies. Now, I was able to walk around and stuff. I was just in a lot of, I was stiff from that real car accident, and I had to take all these medicines, man, until they were out. There was 3 different type of pills I had to take. So, you know, when I sat down, I was like, I'm just gonna watch this movie on Netflix, or I'm gonna watch this on Amazon Prime, or I got on my Vudu account, which is Fandango now, and I have movies I bought. So sometimes I think that if there's movies that you really don't think you're gonna care for, you know, not like care for, but you just like, I don't need to own that, you know, digitally. I mean, I don't need to own that physically. Then you could buy it digitally, you know, put it in your digital library. And also, if you got something, you go to the theaters and you watch a movie, and then when you come out of the theater, you like the movie. But then later on, you settle down after the dust settles, and you be like, do I want to own that physically, or do I want to own that digitally? And so most people would like to own something physically, most. But Deadpool and Wolverine, as much as I had fun with that, I'm not going to own that physically. I'm just going to get that digitally. I'm going to put it in my digital library and own it digitally. But I'm going to wait, because I think it'll be on sale in about 6 to 8 months. That's one movie I can wait. Wait on the sale, because I don't know how many times my Amazon Prime, you know, they give these memberships, be Amazon Prime Day or Cyber Monday or something like that, or whatever they be doing. It's just a way to generate more money, you know, to make more money. So they'll have this, like a lot of times I get on my Amazon, it'll be 20, 30% off on movies. I'll be like, wow, that's a nice little price for that movie, man. So I'll buy it. So if you get on all these sites, like my Fandango now, sometimes they'll have a 50% slash sale on all these movies. And you look and you'll be like, man, they only want like $8.99 for that movie. I remember when that movie was like $17. So if you wait, you can buy it digitally and put in your digital library, and you just have it sit there. Now, the only thing you have to understand is that you know that you need your internet in order to access it digitally. But there's a lot of pros and cons to having digital. Now, if your internet is down, you could just go into your vast library that I got here, which is almost, you know, some people got thousands of movies. I don't even know if I want that many movies, to tell you the truth, man. I don't have no room. I don't have no room. I'd have stacks of stuff on walls. I don't know if I want to do all that. I got close to 360 or 370. That's quite a bit. But the internet's down. You always got your physicals you can pop in. But if you have, like, you know, at my job I work in the factory, I don't know how many times I come to work and say, what's your name at? And they said, they called in, man, he won't be back for 3 days, or she won't be back for 3 days. So, well, she got a cold. And said, yeah, she's got a real bad cold, man. She running the fevers. I said, I seen him or her walk out the other day. They didn't look too good. I said, they didn't act right all day. You know how you work with people, you can tell they don't feel good. And so, wintertime or whatever, you're sitting there and you're fighting this real bad cold. So now you're on all this medicine, which is maybe you're taking flu medicine or Alka-Seltzer Plus or whatever, right? Theraflu or whatever you take. Or you're drinking some hot tea and you ain't going to work that day. So you're sitting in your PJs or your comfy clothes and you're sitting on the couch. And you have this remote and you can turn on your TV and you got access to, you know, Netflix, you got access to Prime Video, and you got access to whatever site that you buy movies off, you know, digitally. So if you're not feeling good and you don't really feel like doing anything that day, you could just sit on the couch, you know, as long as you feed your dog and your cat, or put some fish food in the water, or whatever you gotta do, feed your damn bird, whatever. You know, you could just sit on that couch and you can grab your remote and you can look at your digital library and say, well, I ain't watched that movie in a while and I'm not feeling good and I'm not going to go back to work for a couple of days, and I could just watch this movie that I bought digitally. Another one is that if you wait 6 to 7 to 8 months, like when you go to a movie, you go see a movie and then you watch the movie and you like the movie, but then when you go home, you have time to settle. You had a couple weeks to settle down and think about that movie. You go like, do I want to watch that movie? Do I want to buy the movie digitally, or do I want it physically? So after a while, you'd be like, I don't really want to own that movie physically. You know, like Deadpool and Wolverine, I don't really want to own that physically because I've never been a big Deadpool fan. I like the character. I think it's cool and all. It's not my cup of tea. Did I enjoy Deadpool and Wolverine? You bet. Yes, I went and seen it. But when I think about it, it's just one of those ones I just probably just buy and put in my digital library. But the way to put that in your digital library is like when it's available physically, everybody's going to be going to Walmart, or when they drop orders on Amazon to buy it, you can buy it physical. I think I'm going to skip it and wait 8 months later, because 8 months later, Deadpool Wolverine will be a lot cheaper digitally, because they done made all their money off all the people who wants to buy it first. So that's another way that you could buy digital. You know, like I don't know how many times I got on Amazon. Amazon runs all these Prime deals and all these sales and all that. You see movies they got slashed. You be like, wow, that's a good deal for that movie. Then you just hit buy. Fandango now I have like 40% sale, you know, which used to be Badu, and I'll be like, wow, that movie's cheap for that. That's a good price for that movie. And so if you wait, like I'm not waiting on Twister or A Quiet Place Day One. I'm buying those two movies physically. But if I wait 8 months from now to just buy Deadpool, Wolverine, that movie is going to drop down in price, because a lot of these sites will be like, well, we done got that first rush of people that has to have it and has to own it. Another thing too about digital and renting, when the movie first comes out after its theatrical release, after it's done running, is that if you go on your site, you ever notice it's $19.25, but then it's the rent. But then it says, or you can buy it for $24.95. So if you rent it for $19.95, you're paying like $21 or $22. If you buy it for $24, you're buying it for $26 and some change. See what I mean? So you're saying to yourself, why would I spend $22 on a physical or on a rental when I could buy it digitally for, like, if you rent it, it says 19 something. So if you rent it, that means by the time it taxes out, it's about $22 and some cent, $22 and whatever. Then it says $24.95 to buy, because they want to make money, because they're not going to release the physical until later. They just got to make that rush of money right out, because there's always going to be somebody wanting to buy it. So why spend $19.25 when it's going to end up being 22 something after tax, versus $24.90 when it's going to be close to $26? Now you're going to be like, I don't know, $22.26, that's a nice little. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because you only got a certain time frame to watch it when you're renting it that way. So you're better off just buying it physically. But again, that same thing that they're doing later on, like 8 months from now to 9 months from now, that same movie is going to have a sale. If you don't want to really own it physically, then you could be like, wow, I don't know how many times I come home and I'll be scrolling through stuff. I'll be like, wow, man, that movie's that much? Dang, that's crazy, man. They want that much for that? That's like, when you see they're having like a 60% / sale or something like that, or it is, a lot of times these places just want to get another chunk of change to rush through. So they'll drop prices on that. And then you can buy it and just put in your digital library. So again, there's all kind of, I talked about hopping from stream services to stream services. Like, the average streaming service is what, $7 a month to what, $15 a month? I think Netflix and HBO Max is the highest. All right, there again, let's just say hypothetically, if I want to watch A Quiet Place Day One, and I just cannot wait to buy it. No, I cannot wait. And so Paramount Plus will be like, hey, you can rent us for, I don't know how much Paramount Plus is. I don't know if it's $7 a month. So let's say you get Paramount Plus and you get them for $7 a month. Just because you want to watch A Quiet Place Day One, then you watch A Quiet Place Day One, and then you can cancel the next day, or you can cancel as soon as you buy it, because they already got your money. So somebody told me this in the comments. So if I got on Paramount Plus right now, and I paid for them for 1 month, as soon as I subscribe, I can unsubscribe, and they say you got us for 1 whole month, and you won't be billed after that. But then I can just watch A Quiet Place Day One, and I got the whole month to look at whatever they got and watch it, and I'm done. So thank you for that. But anyway, there's a lot of pros and cons to having physical and digital. I told you about my accident I had. I told you about when you get sick. I told you about certain cells. So, you know, there are benefits to digital, but at the end of the day, I'd rather own a physical. And the only reason why I was talking about Tobey Maguire versus Tom Holland is because a lot of people like Tom Holland. I'm a big Tobey Maguire fan. A lot of people like that other guy that made the Amazing Spider-Man. They should have let him finish out his trilogy, though. I always thought they should have let him. They should have let Sam Raimi do the Spider-Man 4 that they never let him do. They never let him, they never let him do that Spider-Man 4 that he had. He had a good story for Spider-Man 4. They should have let Sam Raimi finish that. And that Amazing Spider-Man, I can't think of the guy's name that played those two Amazing Spider-Man movies. They should have let him do his third movie. But they didn't do that. And then they just scrapped everything and they went to Tom Holland, which Tom Holland is cool. So do I dislike any of these actors? No. I'm just saying that Tobey Maguire is my favorite Spider-Man. Tom Holland, he's not. I just don't care for that version of Spider-Man. But there's a lot of people that love that version. So, but then I was just thinking about when I made this video, I was like, wow, man, why didn't you just buy that set and put in your digital library? Because I don't really care for those like I do these. This one I really care for, so I'd rather own it physically. But I do have all three Tom Holland movies physically. So I always have them, but it's just, I could have just bought them, digital and put in my digital library. So anyway, I hope this makes sense. God bless, take care, and tell me what you think about this. We'll see you.